Hey, good morning, everyone. I hope you're doing well. This is Michael from MC Web Studio. So, I'm a freelance SEO specialist and web designer. I've been doing this type of work for the past 7 years. So, I've worked on many different websites and content and blogs and copywriting. So, today I'm going to do a quick video on how to properly structure a blog for your website. So, on your website, one of the most important things is your content. You usually have a lot of good copywriting for your homepage, your about page, your services, your location pages. And then, apart from those places, the next biggest spot where a lot of content is going to be is in your blogs. And you want to have these properly structured for Google as well as any readers that come to your website. If they just see a giant wall of text, they're going to feel overwhelmed and they're probably not going to read much of it and leave right away. So, the idea is to have them on the website on your specific blog for as long as possible. And to do this, you can start by structuring it properly, giving clear titles, headings, bulleted lists, images, videos, and this is just a way to keep them there longer. So what I did was I just went into ChatGPT and I asked it to give me a blog on preparing to go on vacation or traveling somewhere new. So I'm just going to go through this, make some edits, add my heading tags, maybe some external links, and all the stuff I mentioned. But I'm just going to sort of talk my way through it, and then hopefully you follow along and pick up some tips along the way as well. So I'm just going to get right into it right now. Okay, so traveling to new places is something a lot of people do because it gives them a chance to see different parts of the world. So the headings and stuff that I'm going to be giving this, these haven't been researched or anything. I'm just making them up. But of course, when you're doing your proper blog, you're going to have already done the keyword research, and then you would be fitting in your main target keyword as well as well of as well as the variations of that keyword. So I'm going to give this a H1 heading tag. So the H1 is the most important heading tag on the blog. It tells Google what the page and the topic is about. So yeah, let's go. Traveling to new parts of. So your H1 tag is your main heading tag, and then everything else below that is going to be an H2, an H3, H4. It goes all the way to H6, but I hardly ever use an H5 or H6. So the lowest I typically go is to an H4. So now we have our main sort of title, and this would be our target keyword, traveling to new parts of the world. The first paragraph is let's see, it's one sentence, two sentence, three sentences. That's perfect. I usually go two or three. I wouldn't go any longer than that. So next down here, we'll add an H2 tag. One of the biggest reasons people like to travel is because it helps them break out of their normal routine. So H2, why people like to travel. Whoops, bold that. So a lot of times when I'm just looking at random websites or people's websites, they don't have the proper heading tags, so they're missing the H1, the H2, or H3s. It's very short, and a lot of times there's no images. So I went ahead and grabbed a couple from Pexels, and I'm just going to insert them as we go along. So why people like to travel. Let's go with this guy. And of course, if you were in your WordPress backend or Wix, Squarespace, whatever, you would give your images a proper file name, alt text, and then give it a description as well. So one of the biggest people like to travel. Okay, so this paragraph right here, they're talking a lot about the destinations, so where people like to travel. Um, so there's about maybe 10 of them. Miami, Cancun, New York, London, Tokyo, Paris, Rome, Barcelona. So I would go ahead and maybe, let's see. Add another H2 tag. Popular places people like to travel. So we'll bold that. And then this would be a perfect spot to add a bulleted list or a numbered list. So let's go here. I'll just do a bulleted list, and then I would go ahead and add the main and popular travel destinations. So we got Miami, New York, Cancun, London, Tokyo, Paris, Rome, Barcelona, Paris, Rome, Barcelona. And want to go more adventurous places. I do not know how to spell Reykjavik, so I'm just going to copy and paste this one. Banff or Cape Town. So having this bulleted list right here, it for the people that just want to look and skim, they now know where the they know the popular places where people like to travel, and they don't have to read through these two paragraphs. So they can just skim. They know Miami's popular, Rome's popular, Barcelona, and it saves them that time. So another very important part of when you're working on a blog is that you want to have internal and external links. So if this was a website for a large travel blog, I'm sure they would have different blogs on the main cities. So there would definitely be one on like New York, the best things to do in New York, the best times to visit New York. So I would go ahead and I would add a link, an internal link to a topic on New York somewhere else on the website. So I'll just give it a hashtag, but if it was a real website, it would go to a different blog. So now it is highlighted, and I also like to bold these terms. So budget, time of year. Okay, so booking an airplane ticket is another part of travel. So I'm just going to go ahead and call this section, give it another H2, uh, booking an airline ticket. So this would be another good spot to add a internal or external link. So let's say I had a YouTube video on how to book airline tickets from Delta or United Airlines or Air Canada. I would add this link right here, booking an airplane ticket. So give it the link and then apply. When you are adding external links to your website, it shouldn't just go to any random link. It should go to a similar website, and it's going to be giving the user very helpful information. So if there was a blog on is it worth paying for extra space or seat selection, I would find that blog online and then I would hyperlink that here. So this would be a hyper relevant website, and it could show people how to save money when picking an extra seat, or maybe how to get a free seat, something like that. And it's not wasting their time. By leaving your website, they are going to gain some value. And then hopefully they just open that in a new window, and then they come back right here to finish reading your blog. So we haven't added an H3 yet. This is still part of the process, booking your ticket, and then actually some of the challenges you may face. So let's do an H3. Let's call it the challenges of traveling. There we go. So we got an H1, H2, two H2s, a bulleted list. Now we have an H3. And we can maybe add a picture right above this one. You also want your images to be relevant to what you're writing about as well. The ones I chose are somewhat relevant because I typed in travel images, but maybe I could do a better job of finding people having challenges while traveling. Maybe somebody who had their baggage lost, and they were super annoyed or angry with that. Okay. Traveling challenges. Okay, so this is part of the challenges still. Costs. So we could give that another H3. The costs of traveling. This would be a good spot to add another internal link. Right here, the cost of traveling. Travel can be expensive. So if you had a blog on how to find discount flights, how to save on hotels, how to save on rental cars, getting free upgrades on the plane. That would be a blog to internally link to. But for now, we're just using the good old hashtag. So now we're at the bit of the conclusion. Despite the challenges, costs, people believe is traveling. So I'd give this another H2. Let's see. Traveling is always worth the experience. So there we go. I'd maybe add another image here. And of course, when you're putting this on your own website platform, you can embed YouTube videos as well. So if you have a vlog or anything like that, those can just fit in here just as nicely. So insert, we'll add another image. So you'd also want to add a proper file name, alt text, and description for this image. So the file name could be, I'm not sure where this is, but White Sandy Beach in Barbados. And then you can give it a description or the alt text, White Sandy Beach with crystal clear blue waters in Barbados, and then give it a similar description. So that helps Google know what the image is about and possibly the surrounding text. So we have our last H2. Let's see, traveling can mean so right here it says traveling means different things to different people. So some like to do luxury travel while others do backpacking. So that could be another internal or external link to a article on luxury travel versus backpacking travel. And the reason I am adding these links because it passes along link juice or link authority. So let's just say we posted this travel blog, and it went super viral. It got 300 backlinks to this. It's being shared on TikTok. It's being shared on Instagram, LinkedIn, X, and backlinks are just flowing in. So if I wanted to promote another blog on my website, I would add the internal link, and then since this website has so much authority, it is going to make this other blog much more stronger and have a higher chance of ranking on the SERPs. So it's the very end of the article. I like to do a couple of things at the end. You can add a CTA. So if this was your travel blog, you can write something like book a free travel consult with me. Click here to get my free travel guides. Learn how to save thousands on your next family vacation. So those are a little bit of catchy CTAs to try and get someone to take action. And at the very bottom, I like to include frequently asked questions. So our H1 was traveling to new parts of the world. So I would go H2, traveling to new parts of the world. So also squeezing in the target keyword again in a second spot, but it's getting a bit of a twist on it because I'm adding FAQs to the end of it. FA, and that is frequently asked questions. So then I would typically add 3 to 5 questions about frequently asked questions about this topic. So these can come from just from your own experiences, or I also like to search Google, and there's different sections on the search results page where there's questions or statements, and I like to twist those into questions so it can get picked up by Google. So I'm just making these up, but that is what I would do. And I also like to set these as H3 heading tags. So which insurance is best when traveling the world? Oops, that should be an H3. How long should I spend traveling? And that's one more. How do I stay up to date with global affairs? So I would answer these, give short, very short and accurate answers, so there's a better chance of getting picked up by Google. Something a little more technical, but I would go through and add schema markup to this entire article, and this gives Google extra information on what this is about. But that will probably be another video. So I hope this was just a little bit helpful. If you have any questions about your website or your blog or SEO in general, please do not hesitate to reach out. Hit me up on my email, michael@mcwebstudio.ca, or any of the main social medias, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. I will answer you. I will help you out. And if you'd like to have a chat or anything, I can give you some free tips. And thank you for your time and hope you enjoyed.